LeadBoomerang is what it's called. And it has a nice little dashboard, and this is actually editable where you can change, what you want to see here. But the idea is 49 potential leads are available right now, and their conversion rate is 53%. So it gives you a really good idea. If you close, well, let's say 53% of these 49 leads, you're going to make, 53% of the potential value that's in the pipeline right now. So just kind of a real quick snapshot of what new leads you have coming in, where they are in the system, how well they're doing, all that kind of stuff. So this again is, you can edit this. They do a really good job on the lead source report, so they can see all their different leads, how many leads came in, what those values of those leads are, and then how many of those you were able to close. So something like Costco, $36,000 worth of potential leads, but they're only closing 15% of them, versus something like Google Organic, which is they're closing every one of them. So again, just a dashboard overview of the website and of all your leads, really. So where the meat and potatoes kind of comes in is in 3 areas: conversations, contacts, and opportunities. Conversations is just what it sounds like. It's conversations with every single lead, whether that lead is through texting, the chat widget on your site, filled out a form, they picked up the phone and called, all of those different ways. Every lead comes into this system. And then of course they can reply, if they want to, or if they need to. So just a really cool way to see past history with a potential customer. Now from here, you can obviously see all the different things. The other thing you can do here, here's one. This is somebody that called in and then they hung up right here in this opportunity, or on November 3rd. So because of that, we have an automation that automatically reaches back out to that person. Saw that we missed your call. How can we help? It starts a text conversation with the potential customer. Most of the time, I should say, in this case, it was unsuccessful, which means it's probably a landline, not a cell phone. But some really cool ways to kind of keep the lead warm or reach back out to them if you missed the call, those sorts of things. You can actually just click on this right here and it'll call out straight from the system. A lot of our clients will call from their desk, from their office. They'll call this number and then it's not tracked inside here. But if they call from inside here, then the entire conversation is recorded. There's an app called Lead Connector, which does the same thing. It's just, it's dumbed down for the screen size. You can also just go up to the top right if you just want to dial a certain number. It has this call from, and then you can put which number you want to dial out from. Conversations is pretty cool just to see what's going on lately and make sure that you're not missing any leads, that kind of stuff. Contacts is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a list of all your contacts. And then depending on what information you have about them, that information shows up in here as well, whether that's phone or email or both. The system automatically tags people depending on how they came in. So in this case, Paige here filled out a form on the website, the consultation request. She was automatically tagged as such, and that's why we have phone number and email, because we asked for both in the form. So somebody like this, 517, that's just somebody that went to the website, picked up the phone and dialed one of the call tracking numbers. So caller ID doesn't give us their information. Now we can go into this record, click on this record, and then, if I know, I talked to this guy, I can add in first name, last name, any other information that I got. You can add all that in and save it at that point. The other thing it does is it shows you their path. So this person came in from a blog that we had published for them called Choosing the Right Cellular Shade Size, meaning they probably did a search for something like Cellular Shades Detroit or something like that, right? Came in, then they picked up the phone and called. Here's the phone call. You can listen to the call, but so everything is right here. Similar to the conversations tab, it's just this is about one particular contact record. You can also assign it to a specific salesperson, so that salesperson can pull up their set of leads or their appointments, things like that, and see what they've got going on at the next appointment. The last one over here is opportunities. This is basically your sales funnel. So every lead comes in to this system, whether that's a new lead or they've confirmed an appointment. And then in this case, set out these different top level columns, if you want to call it pipelines or stages. And then all they do is they actually just drag a person from one step to the next. I'm not going to do that because it does kick off automations, right? So if I grab Rob, drag him over, it'll say, hey, Rob, thanks for confirming your appointment. We'll see you next Tuesday at 2:00 or whatever it happens to be. So you just drag them across as they go kind of through your sales funnel. So they got appointment confirmed, orders sold, and then they've got installation complete, and then orders that were lost or abandoned. So again, they just drag people across depending on what happened. In the case of install complete, this emails the customer, Cheryl, sends them an email and a text message saying, thanks for doing business with us. Please click here to leave us a review. And it sends them to the Google link, the Google My Business link. So that is the one that the people use the most when it comes to our clients. Some of our clients have multiple pipelines. That would be like, one would be organic traffic or leads that they've created. And then another pipeline might be Costco. Like if they're a Costco partner or something, they might want to keep those leads separate. And they might even have a different pipeline set of stages to go through because, Costco requires them to do a couple more things. So you can have multiple pipelines inside of the system as well. It has a social media planner in here where you can connect to all your social medias and blast out messages if you want to. It has a calendar system in here so people can go to your website and actually choose an appointment time, and it uses Google Calendar. So it only shows open spots on a Google Calendar. You can also set it to only do certain days or certain time gaps, things like that. So we have a client that does this. These guys, they're in LA. They only do appointments on, I think it's like a certain day that they don't do them. Friday. Oh yeah, see how their Fridays are blocked off. So they're real picky about what times they want their appointments. And then, so they can be real picky about that. No weekends in their case. But anyway, all of that is built in as part of the system. And then you can see all your upcoming appointments in one place. And this is also available on the app as well. So there's a ton of automation. A lot of these we build in by default, such as the review request, right? When you drag somebody over to that phase, it automatically sends them a review request. We've also got the lead tracking, which is the thing that tags every lead that comes in so you can go back and see which source they came from. Here's the install complete chat widget. So if somebody reaches out to you via the chat widget on the website, we can have some sort of automated message coming back to them. And we're actually rolling out some AI related stuff too, where you can start to kind of have AI conversations and obviously get them to the point where they're setting an appointment is really what that's after, right? Services sold. So in this case, they've probably got something when they mark it as sold, some sort of email or text message goes out to the customers saying, we're excited to have you on board as one of our new customers. Other automations, it's pretty limitless. If there's something that you want done and it's not something that we already have loaded in, then we can probably build it out for you, depending on how intricate it is. For the most part, the automations are tied to the different columns here because that's usually the trigger. The trigger is whatever the next thing is. Some of our clients have two columns here for install complete. They have an install complete send review, and then they have an install complete don't send review for those customers that were just, high pain in the ass score. You want to mark them as done, but you don't necessarily want to ask them to give you a 1-star review. Again, this is all kind of customizable. If you're doing paid ads on Google, for instance, you can send those people to a specific landing page and then track those individually so that you can see if your paid ad budget is working. We even have clients that do postcards or door hangers, and they'll put a QR code that goes to a special landing page in LeadBoomerang, and that way they know if somebody engages with them, it was because of the flyer that they put out. So even some offline type tactics can still tie into this. There's a reporting tab over here on the left, and that has attribution reporting. So leads that are coming in, where are they coming from? A couple of different things here, and then you can see, but it shows, where people are coming from in the system. Call reporting is every call that comes in. You can listen to those calls if it's recorded, download it, number they dialed. So in this case, Google My Business, the website. Most of our clients get their leads from Google My Business, quite honestly. So that's a big part. And then if they're using the appointment tab, I don't know if these guys are using this, but if you are using ours, this would all fill in with potential appointments, how many booked, all that kind of stuff. And then you can filter it. You can change the date range, those kinds of things. The easiest way is to go to mylb.net, and that has the 3 different programs on here, but it has everything what you get on the different programs. The other piece I didn't mention was Solitech. Most of our clients that use Solitech use the appointment confirmed as the trigger to dump that lead into Solitech. Some of them use the new leads, like every lead that comes in, they just automatically dump into there. But in reality, appointment confirmed makes the most sense, keeps it from getting too cluttered, because a lot of these people are not going to turn into leads, right? They're going to, I already talked to one of your competitors, so there's no reason to have them in Solitech. But no matter how you do it, every lead that comes in, we can trigger it and it dumps into that system. So when you go do the appointment, they're already there. You don't have to manually re-enter them. And we also integrate with QuoteRight, which used to be SmartPad Pro. We integrate with them.